Hey everyone, it's Natasha, and if you have kind of noticed, my face is completely burnt. I don't know how it could be burnt because I'm not outside. I'm thinking there's a part of the day in my house in which the sun goes through my windows. I have a lot of windows, and I usually stay in that location. It's easier for me to take care of my baby, breastfeed him, pump over there, and do everything, like I don't know, everything else. So I think that's why. And it's usually like this part of my face, like my forehead, and this part, like my cheeks. It's just completely red. I'm also kind of suspecting that it's probably my hormones due to breastfeeding. I'll do that in another vlog and stuff, but let me see. It's just, let me move this a little bit so you guys can see me a little bit better. Okay, there you go. So anyway, my topic for today is actually not about my skin and why I'm not wearing makeup, and I'm probably not going to wear makeup until my hormones are in check, because I've noticed every time that I do, I'm sorry, postpartum brain. I feel like my skin is incredibly still sensitive, and I think it's just because I'm healing from being pregnant, and I think it's just the hormones due to breastfeeding as well. So anyway, this is a part 2 of the Comcast fiasco. I wasn't able to include certain parts of it because, as I mentioned in my previous video, I was just completely frazzled, upset, angry, and it also didn't help that that was like my 4th try to make that video. I was already incredibly spent, been up most of the day, all that stuff. So there was a part of that video that I forgot to mention. So a few months ago, I did speak with a tech support agent from Comcast via phone. Okay, because I remember contacting them. A lot of times I wouldn't really get a real response, but this one I really got someone from tech support, and he was very honest about everything. And what he told me was, okay, first he made me double check everything, gave him the serial number of my modem router. He said that was up to date. He said, and this was in 2017. This is this year. He also said that was the most recent equipment that Comcast provides. He told me, which unbeknownst to me, that my speed is super slow due to my fault, because I should put every single thing in, I think he said something about 10 to 15 feet away from the modem router, which sounds incredibly ridiculous. I live in an over 3,000 square foot home. We have 3 levels, so the basement, 1st and 2nd floor. How are we supposed to just, so we're supposed to sit right next to the modem. I think that's what he was trying to say. That's not going to happen. And it made sense, because when I wanted to use the internet, and I'd just be in our back deck, and I wouldn't be able to do anything. It was ridiculous. So, I was on the phone with him. I don't know how long it was, but this was months ago, so I don't remember. What I remember, what he said was, he insinuated that it was my fault, that I should put all my equipment in one room between 10 to 15 feet away from the modem router. If not, I will not get really good signal. I believe we checked the downstairs too, and I used my iPad on it. And his excuse was because it was wireless, that the speed would not be up to par. Because, I did a speed test. So essentially, the way he made me feel was, no matter what I did, it was all my fault, because not only does Comcast false advertise and say, your plan is going to be 75 Mbps, but you know what? We don't have the technology. You have to buy the equipment. And you know what? If you can't afford the equipment, because most of them are going to be like in a commercial format or commercial based situation, then you're out of luck and you're just going to have to wait until Comcast is up to date, or it's going to be, the technology is going to be there. That was just, I cleaned it up a lot because he was just saying a lot of different things like, well, you know, if you're going to put the modem router in one room, you might want to use something else because the one that we've provided for you, and this was this year, okay? He said the one that we provide for you is the latest one we have. You're up to date on everything. You're up to date in your updates, your system, and all that stuff. The problem is, the reason you can't really get a really high range of connectivity or your internet speed is because you're using it too far away from the modem. And I remember asking him, like, isn't there anything that I could do? Like, maybe there's no equipment, you guys could just give me like a booster or exchange my equipment. And he said, nope, you have the latest one. This is 2017. If you haven't seen on my previous video about Comcast, I'm going to link that down below. Also, I'm going to give links down below on how to test the speed of your internet. So, for months, backstory, we moved into our home 14 months ago. We bought our home, our permanent forever home, 14 months ago. And this is where the fiasco started, because we've been with Comcast for years prior to that. So I just, I was just like, you know what, let's just move it over, because you go with a different company and it's just annoying, and there's just a lot of things to do. So I did all of that. Excuse me. And when we moved in October, I got sick. I had like a lot of rashes, or it wasn't even, or it was just really red, like over here on my shoulder here and my arms here. My husband and I were cutting down trees on our backyard. I mean, they weren't like gigantic trees. They were like small trees and like the big bushes and stuff. So we were trimming those down, kind of, because I remember telling my husband, like, let's do a lot of our work on our yard, because it's very fulfilling when you do that. Like you take a lot more pride. You're prouder about your home because you take care of it yourself. So I didn't really get to finish with all of them. We had to hire people, but anyway, so I was sick, and then I would get better. They would give me antibiotics and all this and that. I would get better, and then I get sick again. So I got sick from October, November, December consecutively, just consecutively. And then of course January and February, which I didn't know I was pregnant, because in January was when I got pregnant, and I didn't really know that I was pregnant yet. And I remember I had, I think, impetigo and staph infection, and I didn't know it was attached to my pregnancy. So when I went to the doctor, they gave me 3 shots total, 2 different doctors, and the dermatologist told me that the shot that it was going to give me would delay my period. So I didn't know. I was thinking, first off, when you have staph and impetigo, it's supposedly very contagious. So I was very, very careful. Every time I would touch my face, I made sure I would wash my hands. Everything we did, we would wash everything. I couldn't touch any of the laundry. My husband had to do all of that. We couldn't sleep on our bed together. He had to sleep downstairs. I had to sleep in the bed, and anyway, it was a huge fiasco. So I've been sick for like how many months, right? And after that, when I knew what I needed to do to prevent that from happening, my pregnancy was just like, it was very draining. And as much as possible, I didn't drink as much coffee as I used to. I would drink the maximum, well, not even the maximum. I would only drink, because I have an espresso machine, so it's not a drip coffee maker. So I would only drink 1 cup of coffee from that. It's an espresso shot, so I think it's like a fifth or a sixth of what 1 cup of coffee of a drip coffee is. So it wasn't really like I didn't reach the maximum amount needed. So I didn't know this, and I was told by the doctor's office that I had what was called pregnant brain. Essentially, you just cannot remember so many things. So this is what's been happening. Since October, I've been sick. I was just a lot of things going on. And by March, April, I was just always completely just spent, tired. I would just fall asleep out of nowhere. It was very hard for me. As much as possible, I wouldn't drive. And it wasn't like I could drive every day. Like, I really had to do a lot of things that day to make sure that I'd be safe on the road. I didn't want to jeopardize my safety and anyone else's on the road. So, you know, I think that's why, like, I really wasn't on top of my Comcast issue, because I had a lot of health issues going on, which is more important. Now that I am on top of that, I really am not happy, because one of their supervisors contacted me. His name is Nate, and he said he was able to offer me like a discount on previous bills. Not even all the 14 months, just like 3 months. And his reasoning was because I was already out of the contract. That was really it. And he said, "Are you interested?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm interested. Would I accept that?" No. Because this is like a slap in the face. You give me a discount for all those 3 months. I've been with you guys for 3 or 4 years. And the past 14 months have been like a slap to the face. To me, it just feels like a slap in the face. Someone throwing feces on my face, rubbing it in, and running away and just saying, haha, just chew on some rocks. Like, I swear, if this was the other way around, oh, they would throw a fit. They would cut us off as soon as they could. They would throw our bill in collections. I mean, they would do the works. You know what I mean? They would do the works. But because they're not in that part of this situation, it's just let's just keep on doing this. Let's just keep on throwing like rocks and maybe gas and just light them on fire and just laugh about it. Just like humiliate them. Just keep on making them feel stupid, robbed, and just be a fraudulent kind of company and just do this. Like, I don't understand why Comcast is still running. I really don't. It makes me feel like it just makes me feel like they probably have some connection somewhere. Like, they probably just have connections with politicians and they're able to get away with this stupid stuff. I don't know. But you know what? I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about his offer. And I told them, you know what? I'm going to make another video because I'm going to update this until this is resolved. And I'm happy about the situation. And I'm going to keep on doing that probably every day until this gets resolved and everything is squared out. And I feel like it's fair now. So I'm going to, when I upload this, I'm going to copy and paste the link and make sure that Nate, the supervisor, can watch my video again. So anyway, back to the technician that I spoke with months ago. We were on the phone about half an hour testing everything, or maybe a little bit longer. Anyway, he was checking the box. He was checking on their end. He said everything seems fine. He said it should be in theory that you should get the speed that you want. However, he said, well, we don't really have the technology for that. That's why you're not getting that. And I remember asking him, then why am I being promised 75 Mbps if I'm never going to get that speed? He said, well, you know how it is. People want the best of everything, and it's just marketing and all that. And I'm like, wow. so there's nothing I could do on my end. Mind you, I'm on my pregnancy brain, and a lot of things just isn't like adding up, you know? It's just a lot of factors that were being said, and I just didn't get two and two together at the time. So I just remember, like, I remember feeling so defeated and telling him, so I asked him in so many different ways, is there anything that I could do? Can I get like some kind of other equipment that will boost the signal from my end? I mean, I'll buy it if I have to. Or maybe you guys have it, because I'm thinking if you guys are an internet service provider, you probably will have a really good internet booster equipment. And I'm like, I was willing to do whatever it took. But he said, no, that doesn't exist. You're probably going to have to buy it. I remember he gave me specifications and what to look for. And these equipments were expensive. They were like $200 or $300, the cheapest ones. And then it just goes higher. And he said it would not only boost my signal to make it faster, but it would also boost the range of where I can use my electronics. And I don't have to be in the same room as the modem, and everything should be fine. Every time we would cast from my computer, it would always buffer. And the technician yesterday that came here explained that. He said the only reason that, when you're using your internet, because it's so slow before I switched it off to the new equipment, to the updated equipment, because apparently my equipment that I had yesterday before he took it away is obsolete in their company for years. So, he said, I haven't seen this in 2 years. And I'm like, I just got that last year. So anyway, where was I? Okay, so anyway, the reason that if we had anything, we were streaming, casting, playing video games, that he said it would lag and keep buffering. And it might take a lot longer than it should. Let's just say you're opening an app or a game. Instead of it opening in 10 seconds, it probably is going to take 2 minutes to do that. It's because of the speed of the internet that we were getting. So I'm really not happy about this. I can hear my baby kind of being a little bit fussy right now. I might have to check on him, and I'm going to have to make this fast. I don't know what Comcast is thinking, but you know what? I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to fight this until I believe we get what we deserve back. Because they received from our end of the contract, we fulfilled that. Why can't they fulfill their end of the contract to us? Oh, because it's already been past my contract. Isn't that called fraud as well? Yeah, I think that's also what fraud is called. The problem is, I don't know what the problem is with them. I think they just, as much as they can, I think maybe Nate wants to get a bonus. It is Christmas season. He probably wants to get a bonus. Oh, I was able to save us money by, doing this and that, not really giving the customer what they deserve that we robbed and raped them on. So anyway, I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing what they got to say in regards to an update on this, and what they're going to respond to on what I responded, which I told you guys already, which is I said I'm interested, but it's unacceptable, the offer. It's not right. 14 months. No, we're just going to give you a percentage back. Not really what you asked for, but only for 3 months. Yeah, really? I think you can do better than that. Whatever. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. It's Natasha, and I hope you are going to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully this doesn't happen to you. And please do check your internet speed and make sure it is up to par and what you were been promised and what you've been paying for every month. Also, I'm going to link down below, as I said, about my previous Comcast video on how horrible they are. And I'm going to keep spreading the word until everything is completely settled. I hope you guys will subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Any kind of comment, I love receiving those and reading those. And don't forget to share my video. Bye, guys.